Do you remember how, as a child, you tried to speak up, but your words seemed to vanish into thin air? Perhaps, no matter how hard you shouted, no one heard you. Or maybe you learned to stay silent to avoid disturbing others. That silence, once a defense mechanism, became a form of protection. But what if I told you that what you used to protect yourself is now the very thing that's slowly destroying you? What once shielded you is now the wall that keeps you apart from the world, from others, and even from yourself. The paradox we live with is cruel. The silence that once saved us now isolates us, trapping us in a cycle of emotional detachment. Deep down, you know. There is a pain, a void, a hollow echo inside you that longs to be heard. To understand this pain, we must travel back in time, to childhood, to the moment when you, as a child, were silenced, not through direct words, but through emotional neglect. Neglect isn't just about physical absence. It's about the absence of being heard, validated, or understood. That emptiness, which seemed like relief in childhood, became an indelible mark on your psyche. I speak of parentification, when a child assumes emotional responsibilities that aren't theirs, becoming an adult emotionally burdened beyond their years. You had to be strong before your time, carrying the weight of others because no one heard what you truly needed. In doing so, you disconnected from your own vulnerability. This is what we call hypervigilance, a constant state of alertness where danger hides in relationships, in unspoken words, in glances not shared. Then, there is avoidant attachment, where the fear of abandonment makes you distance yourself from any potential deep connection. To you, close relationships became a risk. The default mode network, a cycle of behaviors learned in childhood, keeps you bound to this pattern, avoiding, protecting, never fully surrendering. These concepts form the foundation of who you are. They shape your brain, your emotional responses, and your worldview. But the most painful part is what this system does to your identity. It creates a facade, a mask of strength. But deep down, the child who was never heard remains hidden, longing to be seen. The cost of this life becomes a constant struggle. You fear being seen, being vulnerable, because that means being rejected. You live in an invisible mourning, a yearning for something that was never given. The ability to be genuine without the constant need to hide your pain. In every moment of intimacy, in every attempt at true connection, the fear of rejection, of being hurt, feels like an invisible weight yet overwhelming. In his work, Rainer Maria Rilke writes about the pain of the unsaid. I am the wound that closes. Without me being able to ask for help, this pain is not only about being ignored, it's about being denied, overlooked, even by those we love. And it is in the silence of not being heard that you create an I that lives to please others, to avoid emotional chaos, but loses the ability to be who you truly are. You may have become an adult who struggles to express your emotions. You hide behind a wall of rationalization, never letting your true feelings show. In relationships, you may avoid intimacy, fearing closeness and commitment, because being heard feels like a threat to your stability. In your career, the need for recognition may become endless, but the fear of failure and emotional insecurity often prevent you from fully embracing your potential. You feel constantly exhausted, drained, as if you're in an endless race. In terms of self-esteem, the need for external approval may create a sense of inadequacy. You often question whether you're good enough, even when everyone around you praises you. In boundaries, you struggle to say no, fearing rejection if you don't please others. Emotional regulation feels like a lost skill, as if the only way to cope with your feelings is to disconnect or withdraw. These are all defense mechanisms, not permanent traits of your personality. It's not who you are, but what you learned to be in order to survive. The good news is that by observing, by becoming aware, the process of unlearning begins. The first step is to recognize these behaviors for what they truly are. Coping strategies, not your identity. Healing begins when you decide to listen to yourself again. When you choose to reparent your inner child, you start hearing what she has to say, the pain she has carried, the needs that were never met. Working with your shadow, the part of you that was rejected or ignored, is the first step toward reintegrating all parts of yourself. By regulating your nervous system, you begin to undo the damage of the past, learning to live not in a constant state of alert, but with a calm grounded in self-acceptance. Instead of surviving, you choose gentleness. You allow yourself to be vulnerable, to be seen, without the constant fear of rejection. Carl Jung reminds us, healing comes when you begin to see what is in the shadow. When you begin to accept yourself fully, and by accepting all parts of yourself, integrity becomes possible. The goal is not to be fixed, but to become whole. It's not about fitting into others' expectations. It's about finally hearing yourself, understanding yourself, and accepting yourself. If this video resonated with you, if you recognized the words that were spoken, share it. Because in sharing, you begin to empower your own voice. And remember, being heard now is your turn to speak.